Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So I'm Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, we find ourselves, Bitcoin finally finds itself up at our final level of major resistance. In my opinion, this $58,500 level, this will be the point that this chart will just be up only. We should get an acceleration up towards into the 60,000s. It would pretty much be in price discovery. Obviously, at some point we are going to get a big pullback. This is clearly a bubble in search of a pin in the short-term price action. A pin being some sort of news catalyst that will basically trigger a sell-off, trigger a pullback, and obviously how deep that pullback comes will probably depend on how much further up we get from here. But yeah, I mean, at some point we're gonna have to have a pullback. We are hitting an important level. We are gonna if we get through this level, we are going to enter price discovery, the wet and wild fun price discovery season. And then yeah, we shall have to see how far we get up there, how far into the 60,000s we go, before we do see a pullback. And there's obviously all sorts of news events that we could have. We could have obviously China banning Bitcoin for the 800th time this week, or we could what it could potentially be is a buy the rumor wink face, sell the fact once we get an ETF an ETF basically confirmed. Obviously odds are that we are going to get one this month. There are a few, and I believe they are next week. I think basically announced the decisions have to be made. So yeah, I think we're pretty much going to get one of those. I'm just basing it on the odds, on the betting odds. We're pretty much going to get one of those. And then yeah, that could literally be the buy the rumor, sell the fact. I mean, like I have been saying for a few days now, this move in Bitcoin and the fact that altcoins have been absolutely getting trashed against Bitcoin kind of shows that it's a Bitcoin led move. So what is driving Bitcoin? Probably the Bitcoin ETF. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we will get a buy the rumor, sell the fact. It's just a case of like, where does that sell the fact level come from? How high up are we at time of announcement? So one or two things can happen. We're either going to have a quick wick up on a daily basis, come back below 50, basically below 58, and then play some sideways to down, or we're going to break above here, continue up into the 60,000s. We're then going to get the ETF, some ETF news announced, and then we're going to play some pullback. Also, there's obviously an outside chance that they do reject the futures ETFs, which obviously if that happens, then we would be looking at pretty substantial downside that could very easily get continuation, literally taking us all the way down to back down to around 30k. But that is not the most statistically likely outcome, but obviously it is not non-zero, put it that way. Yeah, that is something of course to be aware of. And then don't forget whatever other spanners can get thrown in the work. Don't forget, this is a heavily manipulated market. The evil market manipulators and whales will be looking at an opportunity to cause a major sell-off here, to obviously liquidate a lot of longs, and also to pick up a nice long before obviously breaking up towards 100,000. So yeah, it is an interesting time. We are climbing this little wall of worry, as you can see, up to the next important level. But if we do break above and confirm above and hold above this level, then we should get some serious volatility, and most likely upside volatility. And yeah, it should get pretty interesting. Let's have a look at one of said dumpster fire charts. This is the Ethereum Satoshi pair. We're actually even going to have to extend some lines and draw some horizontals because we have we have obviously broken down from this whole area where we're looking like we could put in a nice higher low and continue upwards to put in a higher high, but that was not to be. We did lose that level. Again, I will reiterate the fact this is probably just because of Bitcoin ETF news. So we'll actually extend this horizontal here because this is the current level we're in, but what may end up being a more important level stroke zone is potentially this area around here. This will literally be where we will have to hold, and in all fairness, if I just draw the grey box on, here we go. In all fairness, if we do get down to here, get supported down here, what we will have is a pretty much a sideways trading range. And obviously you guys know how much I like sideways trading ranges. Maybe I would have spotted it if I wasn't so overly optimistically bullish on Ethereum, but yeah, a sideways trading range, and yeah, and we bounce from there, move back up, and ultimately take out the top at some point and continue on upwards. I mean, we can see clearly this is if we go to a higher time frame, you can see clearly we are in a sort of bullish trend. As you can see, nice moves up here, and yeah, if we do sort of sideways consolidate here, in obviously this larger time frame pattern, then ultimately a break to the upside could lead to obviously significant upside. But the main takeaway is this sideways volatility after this move up isn't necessarily the most bearish thing, assuming obviously we hold all these lows down here, which is obviously why we've got this level drawn in. So maybe the Ethereum bulls will start to step in, start to pick up some the crypto native Ethereum bulls pick up some Ethereum relative to Bitcoin at this level, but this ultimately will be the line in the sand that will have to be held. And there is so much bullish Ethereum news coming in all the time, so I do find it difficult. And this is clearly my bias talking. Find it difficult for us not to continue upwards at some point, which would probably involve us having to hold this level, trading back towards the top of this sideways range and moving on upwards. Bitcoin dominance, we can have a look at that as well. Obviously this encapsulates the whole altcoin market as a whole. Yeah, we can see this is creeping upwards on a daily here, aren't we? Let's go back to the 4-day. Let's sort this out. As you can see, this is creeping upwards. We'll just extend our next horizontal area that we thought we could have forgotten about, but we can't. We are back up there. Yeah, so we are currently in another resistance zone here. And I mean, realistically, I think Bitcoin is going to take another leg up, realistically, and that is pretty much, I think, going to get us up to basically this downward sloping trend line, and also this horizontal here. If we do go onto the daily, zoom out a bit, just so you can see where this downward sloping trend line comes from. It comes from a pretty it comes from basically this sort of pattern here. But obviously, as you can see, it was drawn in quite early, and you could there is a wide range to adjust it. And as much as I don't like to move these things after the fact, I mean, it does look pretty good there, doesn't it? I don't know if I should just leave it there. Yeah, we'll just leave it there, because again I guess it just looked better. And then at which point, if we then go back to the 4 hour, it does kind of look like, right, so we're done, so we can come down now. But like I have said, I don't think that will be the case. I do think Bitcoin has got more juice in the tank to get above this $58,500, get above this resistance level, get into price discovery up here, maybe even hit up in towards the high 60,000s. and then play a pullback which could take us as deep as well. If we are very bullish, the $58,500, $58,000 level, or if we are not quite as bullish, it's still bullish, but just how deep the retracement comes to the 53 to 52, 53, or down to the 50,000. But that pretty much I think will be the play. It's just a case of exactly how high do we get up, and when do we put in that top. But when we do get a pullback from here, it is going to be pretty aggressive, because there has been no real reason for any sort of long positions to basically either be liquidated or not just add to their position. So there is a lot of basically downside potential from basically a crescendo of selling from people's long positions basically. And I know a lot of this move has been spot driven, but that spot Bitcoin can clearly also be sold as well, and yeah, we will just have an aggressive move down basically. So let's have a look also at the S&P, because it is showing weakness here. It has lost this horizontal. We are back into our previous zone. We'll just extend this along. We are back into our previous zone, so it pretty much needs to turn around Tuesday itself from this level here, so it has a nice high low relative to these lows, regain this horizontal, and then obviously take out these highs here. We'll actually draw a line on here, because yeah, probably important we get back above here. It's not a million miles away obviously from this level here, as you can see, but yeah, what the stock market needs to do, the S&P, it needs to reverse from right here, take this out, and then get back above here. But obviously we have the dollar and bond yields increasing, so that is clearly a headwind that they do not particularly that stocks do not particularly enjoy. But yeah, obviously this ascending triangle of sorts clearly played out. We got the break above the back check, we got the forward check, the back check, and the paycheck. With regards to this important horizontal that we had drawn in, and now yeah, I mean, now it's just we are just establishing back up into this range. I mean, I feel like basically a 2% yield, or we've got it drawn in around just under 2%, is pretty significant for what the market will no longer be able to bear, just with the sheer weight of debt and the sheer cost of financing that debt if we get up to here. But that is not to say that we are going to get up to there anytime soon. But yeah, it's just something we have to be aware of. It is another potential pin that can prick the everything bubble. The dollar index also here, not looking the most bearish of charts, clearly. Somewhat ascending triangle getting drawn in, maybe a pennant depending on how optimistically you want to draw it. But like we said with this, we have this important level. I mean, if we do get above here, yeah, we're pretty much going to see accelerations up to easily into the 97s. In fact, we're going to have to find some targets, aren't we? We're going to have to find some horizontal, some targets. But yeah, I mean, yeah, 96s, 97s. Yeah, we're going to hit anywhere up into this zone if we break this. Yeah, not the least looking, not the most bearish looking of charts. But again, like we have talked about, how this is just a relative to other currencies. And I mean, I know I keep saying this, I do feel like the US is potentially the most socially and politically dysfunctional economy or country or whatever system, whilst also having the world reserve status. So I think that is the only thing that is exorbitant privilege, clearly, which is allowing it to basically be so dysfunctional and not have a collapsing dollar relative to other currencies. Clearly, the dollar is collapsing against everything else. It's collapsing against Bitcoin along with all other currencies. It's collapsing against oil. It's collapsing against just obviously the price of everything, because obviously inflation is skyrocketing. If you look at the shadow stats numbers as opposed to the official numbers, inflation is running hot. It is running hot. So yeah, the dollar is basically collapsing, but it's not collapsing against other currencies, and we are and it is basically a beauty contest between all the currencies. So yeah, it's giving us a false sense of they can continue as normal in the US, where realistically they can't. Things have come to a head. Just another pin out there, and out there looking to prick the everything bubble. Don't forget, the everything bubble is a bubble looking for a pin, and there are plenty out there to be found. So yeah, but I also do not underestimate how long they can keep this party going. There are lots of tricks they can pull. There are lots of tricks they can pull. Even talks of a $1 trillion dollar platinum coin that the Fed is going to mint, and then it's just ridiculous. That is literally absolutely there is no other description of that other than just Banana Republic. That is literally like Zimbabwe printing billion Zimbabwe dollar notes or whatever. That is literally what they're doing. At the end of the day, they can print that, then claim that money is in existence, but they can never remove that amount of money from existence by selling the $1 trillion platinum coin. No one is going to actually then spend $1 trillion real dollars on that coin. Well, unless obviously it is basically the actual platinum value is worth that, because the dollar is basically collapsed and hyperinflated. So yeah, maybe that is the game. We basically go full Banana Republic, and then we can literally the $1 trillion platinum coins will actually be worth 1 trillion Banana Republic Fed fiat note tokens, or whatever you want to call them. So trash coins. Anyway, but I think we are a long way. They've obviously got the central bank digital currency card to play. They've also got the what I think isn't really talked about much is the fact that they can do lots of interesting things that weren't possible before, such as have like an expiry date on money. So you get your UBI, you get your free money, and then you have a certain amount of time to spend it. And if you don't spend it, you lose it. And then they can obviously say where you can spend it. They can literally they can so specifically target and manipulate and stimulate certain parts of the economy. It literally will make the Politburo blush. The amount of basically central planning there will be, and at the end of the day, the central planners will always fail. Central planning always fails. You need free market dynamics, free market forces. As good or bad as they can be, they are actually pretty much, in my opinion, always good. But they are then always manipulated, hijacked, they basically don't become free market economy. There are no real free markets, to be honest. And so whilst you have the illusion of it, and then the socialists then like to come and blame capitalism, we don't have capitalism. We have crony capitalism, and it is kind of annoying that the term crony capitalism actually includes the word capitalism, because that is confusing to people that need to understand that it isn't capitalism at all. Yeah, there we go. I think we're definitely ranting on a bit this morning. Oh wow, yes we are. 18 minutes. Stochastics, how are they looking? We know that we know they're going to be looking good. Potentially bullish resets on the medium terms, and obviously longer terms looking good. 4 hour still up here and holding up here. Wait for the long latency 10 hour to load. Here we go, just waiting. Yeah, 10 hours turn back up, looking good. 12 hour pointing up, looking good. Daily holding up there. 2 day up there still pointed good, and then obviously the higher time frames, 3-day lots of room to run, 5-day turn back up looking very good, weekly holding up there, bi-weekly looking great, and monthly is pretty much going to turn up at some point. So I mean, we all know this, we all know it goes without saying we are awaiting a large pullback. But we have to then see where that pullback comes from. So there is not really much more to be said there. The market will be operating with ever increasing tighter stops. There will be there will be ever more of these stops being put in place, and then there is going to be a run on those stops, and we are going to get a pullback. That is basically what is going to happen. But like I said, we can easily push up further than here. Can easily push up further, and then we'll wait. There will be some sort of there will be some sort of relevant news catalyst, but it will precipitate an over-exaggerated move to the downside, just based on the technicals. So yeah, that's what we are waiting for, guys. So yeah, thank you for listening. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.